Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Kol Holo Yamla, Adanawa Yahweh, Bahashim Shamalak Yahushai, Bahashim Kakadash, the honors and apostles and elders of Millstone. Peace, salutations to the hopeful elect. How about Yasharahla, the house of King David, into the fusion of faces that look like these heathen nations, but their identity goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the word holy chosen sea line. Shalom. Title of this video is going to be servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. So, as you can see from the title, and as well as the picture in this video, to begin with this video, this is Teddy Roosevelt, or Theodore Roosevelt, his full name. So now it shows you that you will see he has a slave on his left side, which is in Southern Kingdom, representing the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. And you see on the right side, he will have another kingdom Israelites, representing the tribe of Ephraim all the way down to the tribe of Naphtali. Usually it would be Issachar that would be on the bottom of the 12 tribes, but I'm just making an example out of this. And then you'll see like the fake Jews are on the top of, the Edomite tribe, which is Amalek. And then the rest of the Edomites will be like, Caucasians or whatever. So in Ecclesiastes 10:6, I know the scriptures was right there. It says, Folly sat in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. So now when you get to understand the scriptures, you start understanding like who's the princes that's walking as servants upon the earth were just literally the Israelites right there. And that was another in the Southern Kingdom that are being pretty much in servitude to Theodore Roosevelt. Those represented the servants that were walking upon the earth. And even the whole nation of Israel were considered as servants walking upon the earth. So yeah, that picture is just showing an example of how our people are just serving Esau, because he is he's the servant that's upon horses, and our people are just the princes working as servants. So it's like we have been set in a low place. And this whole story is just about humility before honor, And that's what makes the best story about this Bible, is that how we used to be kings, and now we're servants now, and we're coming back to that king's status. Like, we're coming back to that. We had a downfall, and this time when we get our riches and we get our blessings again, we ain't falling back no more. And you could see like what you call it, and you see like when it's coming to cops, you see police on horses, and it's funny because police are servants to the elites. I just thought about this, like police are just servants to the elites, like that, that statement what I just said. Now, how police be serving the elites and stuff like that. And if you look into it, the cops are supposed to be, people say they're supposed to be serving the city, but no, they're just they're just enforcing laws. That's all they are. They're just law enforcers, and they make sure that people are obeying the laws. Basically, our people, because they use the laws to oppress our people. Sometimes they oppress their own people too, because Egyptian against Egyptian. Scripture say that's the curse the Lord set upon Egypt. But for the most part, they don't like to they don't like to see basically our people breaking the laws, but they rather have their own people breaking the laws. When their people do it, it's not a problem as much as when we do it. So they go hard on Jake. And back in the time in slavery, the cops pretty much was They show the same symbol like the NYPD, like the police departments, what they have. They show the symbol similarity to like how the Underground Railroad have. If I could find it, let me see. Yep, they were the slave catchers. You see, this is the one. Yes, spirit. You can't ignore your history. Always remember who they are. The history of U.S. policing. See how the symbol goes back to U.S. Slave Patrol? Yeah, and we're modern day slaves. You know, even these Edomites and these other heathens working their jobs 9 to 5. They're slaves too to the system, and this whole country is just a country built on slavery as well as other countries, because the United States is just a corporation to the British government and all the other countries as well. You know, and the Britain, you know how they say in history how the U.S. has fought against the British, they fought against the loyalists, shit like that, and they won. No, Britain still controls America. America's just that number one country they use to oppress other countries, you know? And it's mostly these elite private bankers that control, they come from Britain and they control this country as well as they control many other countries with their central banking systems. So, for the most part, and they're the ones that make the laws. They're the ones that choose who gets to be in office, They choose the elections and they choose who gets to win the elections. They just want to act like to the people. They want to act like their votes matter. They don't. They don't matter. The main point I want to get is that these police officers, like, yeah, you see, they're servants upon horses, but servants upon horses also represents like, so it's pretty much like a double entendre if you think about it, you know. And it's like servants upon horses are supposed to represent mainly like the rich people that's literally in high places, you know. And that's the folly that Ecclesiastes 10:6 says, that the folly set in great dignity. And the reason why is because we have heathens that don't know how to fuck to rule are ruling. And especially Esau. He's destroying the earth as we speak. And they say when the wicked bear rule, people mourn. And when the righteous in authority, the people rejoice. And we're the righteous. Especially when we have the laws and commandments in our hearts, when the Lord makes that new covenant with us after we get our blessings. We're going to be fully righteous. So, and we're never going to go off ever again. And then Esau's destroying the world as we speak. He's literally, that's why it's all folly. It's all madness. He's not supposed to be ruling, and these other heathens are not supposed to be ruling either, because they're not following the laws and the commandments. Laws and commandments are like the guidelines to your life, because that's how the Lord set it up. It's all righteousness. So that's why in the book of Obadiah also said this, like, wait, let me see if I could just find it, because you see, we have been made small among the heathen, and we are greatly hated, despised, according to Obadiah 1 and 2. Jeremiah 49:15 goes into how well, yeah, pretty much like we was already small amongst the heathen, and that's the curse that the Lord set mostly in Deuteronomy 28. So yeah, we're pretty much servants. That we used to be princes, but now we're servants upon walking upon the earth. We're over here roaming the earth. You know, you know how Jake gotta usually taking the bus, the MTA. We going on bus rides and shit like that. We most of the times, what you call it, a lot of Jakes can't afford a car compared to how these heathens could afford it. Yeah, That's how it is. You know, the funny thing is, we work so hard for this country, and it's like we never got the rights that we deserved. That's a sad thing, and that really goes to show you that, you know, we're set in a low place. You know. And you remember the scripture when I went into like the breakdown of Lazarus and the rich man. Lazarus represents the children of, you know, the nation of Israel. It represents the whole nation of Israel, and the rich man represents Esau, and the dogs represent these heathen nations. You know, they add up, and the source that Lazarus is receiving, like I mentioned in the Lazarus and the rich man breakdown, the source that Lazarus is getting is the, you know, the mental depression upon the nation of Israel. We're mentally oppressed, like we're mostly fucked up in their mind, in the head, you know, usually coming from a poor ghetto mentality. I mean, we're coming from a poor ghetto places, you know, because Esau makes sure he puts Jake in low places, like he want to put them in the slums or the reservations, you know, the ghettos. Like, and even in these other countries, these heathens do the same shit. They follow along with Esau. And when Esau is like, when they talk about the rich man, like he fared sumptuously on his table, you know, what you call it, that's going into saying like how he has all these corporations, you know, at rich man's tables. He has a whole monopoly, like a whole corporations that he owns, you know, Esau. And it's mainly these elites, these super rich people that own all these things. And what did Jake do? Jake is working mostly at the lowest jobs, at the lowest position, you know. And Jake is sore from that. Jake working not even 9 to 5, mostly overtime. Sometimes Jake will work overtime. Jake was putting as much hours as possible to get that money. And that's how we become sore physically. Sometimes you get fucked up on a job, and what? Sometimes some jobs don't even require, and some of them don't have insurance. Sometimes Jake gotta pay for that. You know? Some companies provide insurance. You know, depending on the company. It's all slavery. You know? One something with Esau is that you don't gotta worry about these things. And I'm talking about, like, you know, the upper class Edomites. And usually, you know, the upper middle class, and sometimes the middle class as well. They don't really have to worry about these things as much as Jake do. But it's like, you know, so we're pretty much set in a low place. And we're sore from that. And you're going to see that when we get back our riches and we get back our blessings, and we take back everything this fucking devil has stole from our people, when Yasharahla comes back, they're going to realize that in the kingdom, they're going to see they're going to be in the low places this time. They're going to put their asses in the pits of the earth. Everybody's going to clearly see that. You know? And don't get me wrong, even if you in Hollywood, even if you're Jay-Z, Drake, Dr. Dre, I don't give a fuck. You're still a prince walking as a servant upon the earth. You know, you still got you just got probably a little slice of the pie. It was a tiny slice. Esau still owns the pie. You don't own barely jack shit. Cause what? You have a manager that's over you. You know, you have to sell yourself out and become a sodomite just for Esau to rule over you. You know, how does that sound? So, you being a sellout to Esau, you still oppressed. You still not free. You know? That doesn't sound too good. So, there's another scripture that came to my mind in this according to this topic. It was in Genesis, how the Spirit just helped me remember. Genesis 27, how the blessing is. You know, Well, let me see. I'm just gonna put. So it says Genesis 25 and 23. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. One people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. You know, even in Romans 9 and 12, it was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. Who was the elder? Esau. The reason why he was the elder, because why Jake beat his ass up in the womb, and Esau, like a pussy, he fled and scram. Because guess what? Esau didn't have his sword in the womb. You know, they were fighting in the womb. That's why Rebecca was really having birth pains. Like, she was really having extreme birth pains because they were really fighting in the womb. Jake beat up Esau's ass. Esau got out the womb first. Jacob grabbed on Esau's heel. And this was a prophecy the Lord was saying that the elder shall serve the younger. And then you see the blessing. It goes into Genesis 27. I'm not going to bring it out because I'm about to end this video. And that how Jacob will get all these blessings. And Esau, the only blessing he got was temporary. He got the fatness of the earth. That was the only thing he had. And the funny thing is, the Lord still violated him because even though he got the fatness of the earth, his bounds was, the Lord has limited his bounds. Esau can't go to certain parts of the earth, like the Amazon. He can't fully explore that. Everywhere this devil will go, he will literally extinct animals. And I believe there's no such thing as an extinct animal as of right now. The Lord has animals reserved. Esau can even explore over 90% of the oceans. His technology is too weak for that. You would never have technology that would be able to do those type of things. So, the Lord has limited his boundaries. Esau can't explore the depths of the ocean or the depths of not even the depths of the land he could explore. But this devil want to burn down the Amazon rainforest. And he can't even explore other planets. So, you see, the Lord is like, all that is for Israel. All that's for the nation of Israel. And yet here you have it with this devil saying that we're overpopulated. He just want to own more land. So he's tight that he can't cross his boundaries that the Lord has put a limit upon him. And he's also mad that he can't cross above those limits. And he want to take it on us and try to wipe us out. According to the Georgia Guidestones, 6.5 billion people he's trying to wipe out. So yeah, now end the lesson right there. And hope I made that lesson edifying. Let's give all places glory, honor to Adonai Yahweh, Hashem Shamlach, Yahweh Hashem Kakadash, the honors of the apostles and the elders, great millstone, peace, citation, and hopeful light. Yahweh Hashem Shalak, Ram Adawam Yamwa, Ababa Shalom.